Most defendants would be focused on staying out of trouble while out on bond. But in this case, prosecutors say the defendant was already facing a murder charge when she allegedly picked up a new assault case. As Judge Fleischer reviews the allegations, the hearing quickly shifts from probable cause to something even more serious: whether the defendant violated the conditions that allowed her to remain free in the first place. Stay tuned, because the judge's reaction leaves little doubt about how seriously he's taking this situation.
You are on bond for murder, and you've now picked up an assault case. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 27th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to a disturbance/unknown weapon call. The complaining witness stated she is part of the nursing staff and that the defendant has been asked to leave on multiple occasions and refuses to do so. The complaining witness stated that the defendant was attempting to get her grandfather to sign over power of attorney to her, but the staff would not allow this due to the grandfather being diagnosed with dementia. The complaining witness stated that the defendant used force on the complaining witness to get her to leave the grandfather's room. The complaining witness states that the defendant put her hands on the complaining witness's face and pushed it back. The defendant was positively identified by the complaining witness and her Texas ID number.
You say that there was any pain? She pushed in the face. This is an assault, right? There has to be some kind of injury or pain.
She did state that she felt pain in the dim summary.
Okay. Ms. Taylor, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Now, you're saying there's a bond violation in this case?
Yes, Judge, it's in the.
Michael, have you seen this? And how did you already get appointed to this case?
Your Honor, I was appointed sometime very recently on this case. I received a text. I don't know what day it was, but I received
it looks like it was the 29th, which was Tuesday. But how was he appointed a lawyer?
I'm thinking when she was in the holdover.
This is the moment the hearing takes a dramatic turn. The court learns that the defendant was allegedly required to follow GPS monitoring and curfew restrictions while out on bond. From the judge's perspective, bond conditions aren't suggestions, they're court orders. That's why the discussion immediately moves away from the assault allegation and focuses on compliance. If the court believes those conditions were violated, the consequences can be severe, regardless of how the underlying criminal case ultimately turns out.
No. How is she, I mean, I don't understand. Well, regardless, I guess I'm glad that you're appointed, because right now she's got bond violations. She was ordered by the magistrate.
I wasn't aware of that, Judge.
I'm sorry?
I wasn't aware of a BVR in this case. I actually have another BVR today before the court.
I know that. Yeah, we got you. We'll deal with that one next, but you're on bond for murder. You were ordered by the magistrate to have a GPS monitor. You have violated those conditions. Unacceptable. I'm revoking your bond. She goes with you. No.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yeah.
Your Honor, she just was released because I met her in the holdover earlier this week, and she could not have been out of jail more than a day, two at the most. Would the court allow her to leave right now to get the device?
No. Did she not get the device?
Judge, there was a conflict, that's why the DVR was submitted, felony, so the magistrate ordered bond conditions, but the curfew times were not aligning with the felony condition.
So what? I mean, you still have to abide by the conditions. I mean, what did they say the conditions were?
I have the paperwork right there.
I'm not asking you to say anything, Ms. Taylor. The only thing I want is I want my city protected. You're on bond for this serious case, and now you picked up an assault. I mean, you were ordered to have certain conditions. You must abide by these conditions. She received conditions of bond on April 28, 2025 that ordered a GPS device with a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. On May 1st,
Notice what the judge keeps returning to throughout this hearing: public safety. Defense counsel argues that the curfew conditions may have been confusing because different court orders contain different times. But Judge Fleischer's position is straightforward. If a defendant believes a condition is unclear, the proper response is to return to court and ask for clarification, not simply choose which rules to follow. It's a reminder of how seriously courts view compliance while a defendant remains out on bond.
she had an unapproved enter at 7:52 p.m. and then left again at 8:51 until basically 9 o'clock at night.
Yes, Judge, and on the felony conditions, I'm looking at them right now, curfew is from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. So that's where it's conflicting. So the magistrate ordered from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and on felony, their curfew was 12 a.m. to 6 a.m.
I mean, she still has to follow conditions, right? There may be conflicting, but you abide by the conditions and then you come to court and you ask to, do something or maybe make them align, but you just don't do whatever you want to do and think, okay, nothing's going to happen. You're on bond for 2 serious cases.
Your Honor, if I may again,
Sure.
this is a brand new case. Could the court admonish her? Because the amount of time, I understand that.
Michael, she's on bond for murder. She's lucky to even have a bond, and now she picks up an assault. She's ordered to have a curfew, and she's just doing whatever the hell she wants to do.
In this case, Judge, that's before your court. This is a brand new case, and this is her first time having any issues while on your bond, Judge. Would the court be willing to admonish her not to leave her home even for short periods of time?
I don't know, Michael. I don't know.
And my assumption is we're going to reach out to felony. My assumption is there's a DVR call for that too. So I don't know what the comment looks like, but.
I don't know, Michael. I'm going to stew on it for a while.
By the end of the hearing, Judge Fleischer remains deeply concerned about the defendant's conduct while on bond. The court hears arguments about conflicting curfew conditions, but the judge repeatedly emphasizes that defendants must follow bond requirements and seek court approval before making their own decisions. While the final bond issue is not fully resolved during this segment, the judge makes one thing clear. When someone is already facing serious charges, even small violations can have major consequences. Do you think the judge was right to focus on the bond violations? Or should the confusion over the curfew conditions have carried more weight? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.